What's up, guys? Randy with Ace Tactical. Today we have the Staccato P. This is the OG 2019 Staccato P. It's got that flush fitting dust cover, that tree bark texture, and then it is not milled for an optic. I probably will be sending this off eventually to DSC Gunworks to get milled for the Staccato DPO cut, so for that Delta Point Pro footprint. But this is a pretty cool gun. This is one of my favorite guns. That original Staccato P with that full length dust cover, I think just looks really good. We'll go ahead and get our first shots going. All right. Yeah, this is a pretty sweet gun. This is completely stock. I just have the light on there, so it fits in this holster because I don't have a holster for this without the light. But stock gun. This is a beautiful gun. Staccato P, the original 2019, is a beautiful shooting gun. Even with irons, I'm not a great iron sight shooter, but even with irons, this thing just runs great. All right, guys, we'll go ahead as usual, break this down top to bottom. Up top, you have just slick up top with just iron sights. You have a nice red fiber optic. This is a safe direction. Nice fiber optic, very easy to pick up. Makes for very good iron sights when you're running irons. I'm not a huge fan of iron sights, but this one, very nice, very easy to pick up that front sight post. I do plan to send this off to Dave with DSC Gunwork, and then probably get this cut for the Staccato DPO cut, and then probably gonna run either Delta Point Pro or Aim Point Acro on here, we'll see. And then I need to throw in Surefire X300 back on here. I just don't have a spare X300 right now. They're all being used on other guns. This one's cleared, by the way, too. So I took the X300 off my XC, and then you'll see it on the P for majority of the filming we did today, just so I could run it out of a holster. But right now it doesn't have anything. Next part, we'll go ahead, go down a little bit. I'm gonna show you guys some differences between the original Staccato P and then a more modern Staccato P, or like the newer Staccato P. I don't have one, but a lot of the differences you're going to see in the Staccato XC as well. So I'll show you guys close-ups, and then we'll talk about it. One difference you're going to see is in the old Staccato, the original Staccato P right there. Once it focuses, you have 2011 with that kind of small star between 20 and 11. And then if you were to take a newer Staccato P, it's going to be very similar to the XC. So I'm just going to show it on the XC, but the 2011 is a lot bigger. So right here, pretty small, a lot bigger. The next difference you're going to see is when we go to the other side of the gun. The serial number is going to start TX, Texas, instead of P on the newer Staccato Ps. I think it starts with a P, and then the numbers. This one has TX numbers or whatever. And then the Staccato right here, the A's, they use that kind of chevron instead of an actual A. So Staccato, tiny star P versus, so if I show you right here on the XC, this XC still has that Texas serial number. The newer XCs will have XC, I'm pretty sure, and then the number. And then this one does have that newer Staccato. So has the A right here, an actual A for the A in Staccato, versus the chevron right here for the old Staccato. That's one of the differences you'll see. The Staccato P, the original, also the Heritage model, they did like a kind of throwback. So either one, whether you get the original Staccato P, the 2019, or the Heritage, they're going to have that flush fitting dust cover, which I think looks a lot better. All right, guys, like I said earlier, not that great with iron sights. We're going to go ahead and test my iron sight skills. We're pretty close to the target. I think we're about 3 yards, 9 feet or so. We're going to try to stack rounds into that 1-inch circle on the target, but no promises. We'll see how I do. Probably could have slowed down and got better hits. But it's all right. Point of aim, a little low. Point of impact, point of aim's a little low. But whatever, I'll take it. All right, guys, we're gonna do a fun little drill. It requires some moving and then stationary shooting. We're gonna take 5 shots back here on the target. I'm just gonna aim center mass. Hopefully I can get good hits. We'll see what happens though. So we'll do 5 shots, run, get planted, 5 shots, run, get planted, 5 shots, run, get planted, and so on until we run out of ammo, and we'll end up at the 3-yard line. But we'll start back here and then we'll get incrementally closer. Let's go ahead and let it rip. See if I can shoot or not. Ooh. Looks like I'm pretty off to the right. Looks like I'm pretty off to the right here. We'll go ahead and load it up, get these taped, try it again. Let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I loaded more than I thought. There's 18 on there, but run it again, make some adjustments, hopefully get them shifted over and centered. As you can see, my shots were pretty off right. Probably had bad sight picture when we were back here at distance. So I'm gonna slow down back here and at the next couple points, try to get better hits, get a better sight picture going before I break the shot. And then instead of ending with 5 rounds, I'm gonna mag change at the 3-yard line, and then I'll do a dump of 10 rounds, just because it's fun to shoot fast at close range. But you gotta train at distance too. So we're gonna try to get some distance shooting out here. Hopefully reel it in a bit, gets my shots more centered. But see how we go. Okay. That looks a lot better. I did throw 1 over the collarbone. Everything else is centered. Pretty happy with that. These, yeah, they're outside of that A box, but at distance, pretty happy with that. So we'll take it. Threw 1 out. Is what it is. Not a perfect shot, not a great shot, but we're out here training, trying to get better. All right, guys, the next difference we're gonna go over is the case that it comes in. This is the original 2019 Staccato P case. This is my Staccato XC case. The name tape part right here where it will stay Staccato P, C2, XC, whatever model you have. I always end up losing these, so I don't know where those are. But we'll go ahead and open up the Staccato P case. The front is gonna be pretty much the same. You have 2011 with that star. The Staccato P right here. The only difference is when you get to this tab right here, you're gonna see the original Staccato P has built for shooters made in America versus the Staccato XC, you're gonna have built for heroes made in Texas. So that's one of the differences. It's a subtle difference, but a difference nonetheless. And now another difference is you're gonna have this grip right here. I love this tree bark grip texture. It's a very aesthetically appealing grip texture along with a very tactile. It's a very tactile, grippy grip texture. This is probably my favorite grip texture for a polymer grip on a 2011. Yeah, just beautiful grip texture, really keeps the gun in place when you're shooting. My least favorite Staccato grip texture on a polymer grip is this one right here. I don't even know what this grip texture is called, but they use this on their early Staccato XCs, older Staccato, I think C2 and Ps. I'm not a big fan of this grip texture at all. I have aluminum grips coming from my XC. I don't know what the lead time looks like, but eventually this is gonna have aluminum grips. Their newest grip texture, they call it, I think, the tactile grip texture or something like that. That's a pretty good feeling grip texture. This one, not a big fan of. Yeah, those are pretty much the big differences you'll see in a 2019 Staccato P or the Staccato P Heritage versus a normal 4.4 inch Staccato P. Or I guess I didn't mention that part. So the original Staccato P has a 4.15 inch barrel, and same with the Heritage. They both have 4.15 inch barrels, which allow for that kind of flush fit dust cover. Versus the newer Staccato Ps, I'm just gonna say, newer Staccato P, they have a 4.4 inch barrel. I like the look of this one better. Shooting wise, I think they feel pretty similar, 4.4 versus 4.15. The recoil impulse is pretty similar, but this is just such a very, very nice shooting gun. All right, guys, the Staccato P is just such a great gun. That slide action, that's such a good sound. One of the top gun ASMR sounds that you can hear is a 2011 racking. Just such a good sound. It's like racking a shotgun or racking an AK-47. It's just such a beautiful sound. It's such a smooth slide. That fitment is amazing. The 2019 Staccato P is really just such a beautiful gun. Really cool gun. We'll go ahead and get some more shots going. Yeah, I could shoot this gun all day. Obviously that wasn't the fastest cadence out there, but at a consistent cadence like that, this gun just, the recoil impulse just goes up, settles down, especially with the light. It really just returns to zero, so good. And then with iron sights, like I said, not a great iron sight shooter. I would say I'm not even really a good iron sight shooter, but at this distance, and then with this gun, it's just so easy. The gun just goes up, settles down, goes up, settles down. And then that trigger, amazing trigger. Right here, you have a slight take up, you have the wall, crisp trigger. I think it's about a 3.5 pound trigger. And oh, the reset is also just, get up here, the reset, it's right there. And then you're on the wall and the trigger breaks. So they say you can't buy skill, but having a Staccato or a 2011 definitely helps if you have some sort of baseline going already. So you hear people say all the time, oh, don't start with an expensive gun for whatever reason. You should buy ammo, blah, blah. If you can afford an expensive gun, you can afford ammo. I would say start with an expensive gun and a lot of ammo if you can afford it. There's nothing wrong with that, you guys. Biggest thing, obviously, make sure you're getting out there and training, but if you can afford a Staccato, you can probably afford ammo. So, beautiful gun, very easy gun to learn on. Probably my one complaint about this, so 2011 mags are universal, that's a good thing. Except for the Staccato's newest lineup, their CS, the new C model. Those use their like slim mags. So honestly, I don't plan on ever getting those. I think that was a pretty bad move by Staccato to go to a proprietary mag setup when 2011 mags are already great and you have a lot of 2011 mags out there available. One thing I will say with this pretty much original Staccato P, Generation 1, Staccato P, whatever you want to call it, is this mag well down here. It only works with certain magazines. So like this one is fine. This is a 2011 mag with, it's a 2011 17 round mag Terran Tactical base plate. And then I have right here a 20 round STI mag, so just before they rebranded. And that'll work, it sticks out a little bit. That 17 rounder with the Terran Tactical is probably the closest you can get to a flush fit, which I do like a flush fit look. For example, if I go to the XC, and then I have that extended base, it's still a flush fit look. Like you don't see any of that silver gap. Which is right here. You kind of see a silver gap, not a huge fan of it, but the 20 rounders, the current 20 round Staccato mags will not fit in this magwell. The base plate right here just always ends up hitting the bottom of this magwell. So that's my one complaint, is I am limited on what magazines I can use in this gun. But other than that, this is a beautiful gun. Beautiful trigger. Really 2011 triggers, 1911 triggers. That's kind of the major selling point of the gun, I'd say, for me, aside from that 1911, 2011 action you get when that slide goes back. It's such a classic sound. Such a beautiful sound, but that trigger, beautiful trigger. As you know, I love Staccato, love 2011s. However, my one complaint about a Staccato, I will say, is the issue with getting one Staccato is you're gonna be addicted, and then you're gonna wanna get two Staccatos. I have 3 in total. These are my 2 favorite, and then the C2 is the 3rd one I have with some work done. It's also a beautiful gun. But the Staccato XE is where I would rank number 1. The OG 2019 Staccato P I would rank number 2. 2 Staccatos, let's get 2 Staccatos shooting. This is going to be a much more difficult Staccato to source, just because it's discontinued. They don't make the 29P anymore, 2019P. They also did a limited run of the Staccato P Heritage, which is pretty much a modernized Staccato P. You have the front slide serrations are windowed out, so you can see the DLC barrel on the Heritage, and then the Heritage also has the DPO cut already. I do plan on getting DPO cut through DSC Gunworks. I might be fancy and get an island barrel with porting as well. We'll see just how much money I want to spend, and then if I want to kind of go into modifying just a classic Staccato P or not. I'm still on the fence about it, but I don't plan on selling this gun, so I think I am going to go ahead and go through and modify it. It is in stock configuration right now. Again, this might be a harder firearm to source. I found this on Gunbroker used, and then I ended up paying $24.50 all said and done. I'll let you guys decide whether that was worth the price for this gun. I think it was. This is just a classic. Again, but finding a Staccato P with that 4.15 inch barrel is more difficult, and I think it's just such a good looking gun. That's pretty much all I got for you. It is the holiday season. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Don't know when this video will be coming out in relation to Christmas. Probably gonna come out a little before Christmas, but we'll see. Shout out to NOS. Hopefully NOS sees this and will sponsor me one day. They're my favorite energy drink. All their flavors are good. The grape one, the original one, the mango one, and the green apple one. Love NOS. Staccato P. Staccato is such a great firearm, you guys. I don't have a whole lot to say about them that hasn't already been said by other people. Are they the most high-end firearm? No, absolutely not. Are they, I would still consider them a relatively high-end firearm because they are pretty expensive in comparison to like a Glock or an M&P or a P320 or a lot of Berettas. Some Berettas can get up there in price. I have one that's pretty expensive. That'll be on the channel very shortly. One of my probably my favorite gun I own actually is a race gun Beretta. That's gonna get on the channel eventually, but for now, got some Staccatos for you guys. I have one more Staccato that I own that I might do a video on. I'll definitely do a video on it eventually. I just don't know where it's gonna line up in the timeline. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for checking out the video. Let me know what you think about the Staccato P 2019 4.15 inch barrel, or Staccatos in general, or 2011s, or guns in general. Leave a comment below, whatever it is. I'm happy to talk to you guys. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas.